Welcome back to the Banganator podcast, brought to you by your host, Esley Banga. Season 3, Episode 8. And it was a good weekend of football. A lot of exciting things happened. Texas won. But obviously, the big letdown on Sunday Night Football, the Cowboys losing to the 49ers again, which I predicted in my last episode, which I hoped I was wrong. But it is what it is at this point. We used to it as Cowboys fans. But my guest today, prestigious interior decorator in Dallas, football is sexy ambassador, and diehard Cowboys fan, Cecilia Kirk. Cece, how you doing?
Good. How are you today?
I'm doing great. I mean, I could be doing better, but
you and me both. You and me both.
Yeah.
We should be used to it, but it always feels the same.
Yeah.
That hurt the day after.
How did you find out that you were good at interior design? That seems pretty cool.
Oh, well, so I've always had a passion for it. Just I didn't go to school for it or anything like that. I just love decorating homes. I love beautiful homes, beautiful things, and just kind of gave it a little try way back in the day when I lived in Arizona. My kids were little, and just knew that I really liked it. And so once I moved here to Texas, I'd always worked in the dental field, like on and off, but like office management, front office kind of stuff. But my passion was always with decorating. And so I just decided about a year ago that, you know what, I'm going to start my own business and see where it goes. And so far it's been pretty good.
That's awesome.
I've gotten, have several clients, and I just enjoy doing it. It's a lot of fun.
And that's the real American dream right there, to own your own business, to be an entrepreneur. So,
right. Well, I mean, it's still growing, I'm getting there, but I love it. And yeah. I say, follow your passion, do what you love. Life is short.
Okay. And what's your business called?
The Blissful Bungalow.
Okay. All right. The Blissful Bungalow. So, hey, if anybody ever needs any interior design work, hey, call her right there.
Yes, please. Thank you.
And so how did you become a Cowboys fan?
So I've loved football since I was a little girl. My dad was a huge football fan, mainly college, but he was a big Archie Manning fan, loved the New Orleans Saints. So I always, of course, liked them because my dad liked them. But my uncle, he used to work in the oil fields out here in Texas. I grew up in Arkansas, so he grew up in he worked in the oil fields.
Grew up.
Really? Okay, cool. Yeah. And so he was a big Dallas Cowboys fan. And so I remember he came home and brought me a poster of the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders. I was probably like 5 or 6 years old.
Okay.
So I would say my first real love started with the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders. And then, of course, I just became, a big Cowboys fan. And my dad liked the Cowboys, too.
Yeah.
So it was just living in Arkansas. We didn't have a lot of, NFL teams around. Sure. I mean, Tennessee Titans weren't a thing back then. So it was either you were a Saints fan or you were a Cowboys fan.
Makes sense.
That's kind of how I got on that.
Speaking of the cheerleaders, I saw them I've only seen them twice in person, but like yesterday before Sunday Night Football at the watch party, I got to see them like really up close. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And I know some of them by name because I used to watch the DCC Making the Team show.
Yes.
Yeah. So,
same.
that was pretty cool.
Very cool.
And who would you say your favorite Cowboys player is of all time?
I'm going to go back all the way back to Roger Staubach. I was just a little kid, when he was playing football. I always liked Roger Staubach. My dad's name was Roger, so that's probably why I liked him so much. And obviously Emmitt Smith. I mean, who doesn't love Emmitt? Those would definitely be up in the top two. Of course, Troy.
Captain America and the all-time leading rusher.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Yep. So let's get to this Cowboys versus 49ers game. The Cowboys took a 10-6 lead to halftime with the Zeke touchdown, and the defense was holding up all right. But in the second half, the Cowboys defense couldn't stop the 49ers from scoring. On National Tight Ends Day, George Kittle went off for 128 yards and a touchdown. Dak threw 2 touchdowns to CeeDee Lamb, but that was late in the fourth quarter. It was already too late by then. And Dak became the first Cowboys quarterback to throw multiple interceptions in 3 straight games since, ironically, Troy Aikman in 1992.
Right.
So what were your thoughts on the game overall?
Oh, my gosh. I know it started off slow and boring.
Yeah.
But we had a little bit of a lead going. And I thought, okay, they're going to come back. Because second quarter, I feel like lately is where we start scoring the points.
Yeah.
And I don't know, Dak threw those 2 interceptions. Dalvin Cook, I'd been saying all season, why haven't we pulled him off the bench? Finally did, and unfortunately, he didn't really do much last night either.
Mm-hmm.
We have no run game. Our running game is just not there, and we need a good running back. And I will say this probably for the rest of the season. I don't know why we did not get Derrick Henry in free agency. He wanted to come to Dallas apparently, and he could have been a great asset, I think, to the Cowboys. I mean, I don't know. I mean, he's doing great over there in Baltimore, and I'm happy for him. But we need a running back.
I agree. That's why it seems like I keep saying it on repeat almost every single episode. I wish that we had done something in the offseason.
Yep.
Derrick Henry has an offseason home here in Dallas.
Yes, he does.
I wish we would have drafted somebody like I think his name is Braylon Allen from Wisconsin.
Yep.
I forgot what team he's on right now, but whatever team he's on, I know he's doing good. So yeah, it's just frustrating not to have a run game, an established run game, a washed Zeke, Rico Dowdle. He's good, but he's not enough.
Right. So, can't do it all by himself. We got to have somebody back there. I don't know. I mean, everybody wants to blame this player or that player, and I get it. I do. I've always been a big supporter of Dak.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's always been one of my favorites. But if I'm just being truthful here, I have to say Dak is just not. He's not where it's at with the quarterback. Not for this team.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Agreed.
I hate saying that because he's an amazing guy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how could you not personally like him? I mean, I don't know him personally, but I mean, all the good that he does,
Mm-hmm.
and just you can tell his heart.
Yeah.
I loved him when he played for Mississippi State,
Mm-hmm.
but I just don't feel like I don't know what it is, but he's just not. He's not there. We need something new and different. CD, love CD. I feel like him and Dak have been off, and I know they worked a lot together in the bye week, and I think it showed definitely on CD's part. And I think he's definitely, a leader and has a lot of potential for sure. I mean, last season, my God, he was amazing last season.
Yeah.
I definitely would never count him out, but something has to change in the organization. I don't know where it's at.
Yeah.
I'm not a Mike McCarthy fan. I mean, I think he's probably a great guy too, from what I hear.
Mm-hmm.
But we need that Jimmy Johnson mentality. I say it all the time. We need somebody that's going to get out there and really just kick their butts, and I don't know. I mean, look at his years there, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, and we had a good team. That was good football back then with the Cowboys.
There's that one. I mean, I really like Jimmy Johnson too because, like you said, he really gets after your ass and forces everybody to be better. Doesn't take no BS. Somebody told one of the players said that I have asthma, and Jimmy Johnson was like, the asthma field's over there. Go on the other field and have some asthma. Asthma my ass.
Right. I know. I mean, you hear those stories about Jimmy, and people probably think, man, he is such a hard ass. But I mean, he had a winning team.
Yep. And the players loved him.
Exactly. They loved him, and they still to this day have respect for him. And I mean, I remember hearing a story about, I don't know where they were playing, and they were flying back home, and they were going to be served dinner or whatever on the plane, and Jimmy Johnson said, no, you don't, whatever. I might be telling the story wrong, but no, you don't deserve to eat. You lost. You don't deserve to eat.
Saying that.
And so, but that's what they need. They because the team is a little soft, I feel like, and they need somebody in there to just toughen them up a little bit. I mean, I know these guys. I mean, I don't play football. I know what they do is hard work. I'm not saying they're not tough in that department, but they need that somebody to really push them.
Yeah.
And I just don't feel like McCarthy's doing that.
Yeah.
I mean, our defensive line is not good.
Nope.
Offense was not bad last night, but we have a lot of work to do.
We do. And Dak Prescott, like you mentioned, not playing up to the standard of Dallas Cowboys.
Right.
He just got paid.
Yeah.
Richest contract in NFL history.
Exactly. Absolutely.
And not playing like that. And they put Jerry Jones in a tough position because last year CeeDee Lamb and Dak Prescott did play up to that standard. CeeDee Lamb was like second or third in all receiving stats in the league. Dak Prescott, he was second team All Pro. He was second in MVP voting.
Right.
And now this year, they get paid and they act like.
Exactly. And I think that's what the fans are feeling, because that's, social media, you see all the comments, and that's one of the things that everybody says, they got the big payout and now they're not performing.
Yeah. And I even hate to joke around like this and say that Dak Prescott, congratulations to him. He proposed to his fiance.
Right.
But that's the only ring that he's going to get this year. They're not winning a Super Bowl.
No,
they're just not.
They're not.
So at this point that we're sitting right here in the season, 3-4, do you think that the Cowboys will make the playoffs?
Honestly, I don't. I don't think so. It kills me to say that.
Yeah.
It kills me to say that, but I don't see it happening.
Yeah.
I just don't see it happening.
Yeah, I feel similarly. Like there's a slim chance right now, but at 3-4, you still got more than half the season to play. You got other good teams that you're going to play.
Right.
Our own division is looking even better. The Commanders, the Eagles, they're looking better than us. Other teams in the NFC.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah,
the Commanders are really doing good.
No, I'm saying, especially that after that Hail Mary that they had yesterday.
I know, that was wild. That was wild.
So going forward, Cowboys versus Falcons next week. The Falcons are 5-3. They just beat the Bucks 31-26. Who wins this game?
The Falcons.
You think so?
I'm just being honest. I mean, I could be a delusional Cowboys fan and say, obviously we're going to win, but I just don't see it happening. And I think this is the first year, and probably ever for me, that I have been, I guess maybe just coming to the realization of, we're not that good. Yeah. We're just not that good.
Yeah.
And, I get teased all the time because I'm a Cowboys fan, and people give me shit all the time. I give it back to them. But you know what? I can't even argue with them at this point.
Yep, especially this year.
And it's hard to defend them, and I hate that. But I think the Falcons, I mean, they're looking pretty good. Their season's looking pretty good. Kirk Cousins, he got his payout and went to the Falcons, and a lot of people weren't happy about that. And they thought, Kirk's washed up, and well, Kirk is playing pretty good this year.
He is.
And so I feel like it's gonna be a tough game.
Yeah.
I mean, I hope we win. Obviously, would love to see that happen, but realistically, I just don't know that that's gonna happen.
I feel you. You brought up Kirk Cousins, and I feel like Kirk Cousins, that's what we had to stop if we want to win.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, he can go off and any game. He's played some exciting games this year.
He has.
His alter ego, Kirko Chains. Once his alter ego takes over, that's it's over.
It is. It is.
So I picked the Cowboys to win this game, but I'm not even confident in that pick.
Yeah.
I'm not, because we can just as easily lose this game if Kirk Cousins goes off. So
exactly, because I mean, I was kind of, it was a toss up with the 49ers and the Cowboys, but deep down I was like, I think we can do this. I think we're gonna do this, and another letdown.
Yep. So hopefully they don't let us down again against the Falcons, but it's possible that they might. Let's shift over to college football. Texas beat Vanderbilt 27-24.
That was a great game.
It was back and forth. The win wasn't impressive by any stretch of the imagination. Quinn Ewers did go 288 yards, 3 touchdowns, but threw 2 interceptions. Quintravion Wisner, our running back, led the rush attack with 79 yards, and DeAndre Moore Jr. stood out. He was the standout receiver with 97 yards and 2 touchdowns. On the defensive side, Michael Taft and Leona Lafau, they had 1 interception apiece. So that definitely helped give us a spark. What were your thoughts on that game?
That was a close game. I mean, both teams played really good. And Ewers, I'm always on the fence about him because I really like Arch Manning.
Yeah.
But, it's Quinn's last year, and want to see him do good. And I thought he played really good this week. I didn't get to watch the first half of the game because I was going off to my friend's house to watch football, and so I made it there by the second half of the game. Okay. So I got to see the end of the game, but my thoughts on that game was just, I mean, both teams played really good, honestly. Yeah. It's like I can't say anything bad about the other team. I don't know. Vanderbilt is I mean, nobody thought Vanderbilt would be as good as they are this
Right,
year,
right.
you know? And I mean, when they beat Alabama, I knew they were going to be a team to watch out for.
Yeah.
So I was a little nervous about the game, to be honest. So I'm glad we were able to pull it off and win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same. I mean, I knew we would win the game, but and I knew it was going to be a little bit closer. I didn't think that we would just win by 3.
Yeah.
Obviously, we were winning by 10, and they scored a touchdown at
Right.
the end. I knew that they in 4 minutes they weren't going to score twice.
Right.
But,
That's exactly what I said.
Yeah. Still, it doesn't. The fact that it's only a 3-point win, I knew that it wasn't gonna look good on the rankings and
Yeah,
all of that. That's
right.
why we're ranked 6th right now.
Mhm.
Got pushed back a spot.
Right.
Like you said, Quinn Ewers. I really like Quinn Ewers too. He's our guy this year. Obviously, going forward is going to be Arch, but
Yeah.
this
yeah.
Quinn last year.
But I'm excited to see where the future, takes
for sure.
Quinn. I mean, where he's going to go, because
Yeah.
he's definitely gonna
I
be
feel
good
like he's
wherever
going to be
it
a
goes.
top 5
Yeah.
quarterback in the draft.
I hope
probably.
so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And but I was just a little worried because we were making some mistakes that it could be a season ender in the college football playoffs. So
Texas coming into the SEC. They're facing teams that they haven't played in
exactly.
forever.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
so it's good to see them doing well.
Yeah. And after that A&M played LSU pretty tough and won.
No, that game.
Yeah.
Putting that quarterback in at the last
Yeah.
like that and scoring that
Yeah.
touchdown, and that was pretty crazy.
Right. And now I'm actually pretty nervous about going into Kyle Field because
Yeah.
at the beginning of the season, I was talking trash all off season. I was like, yeah, we gonna march into y'all field, snatch y'all chain,
Right.
and come away with that
Right.
win.
Right.
Big brother back in the SEC. But now, hey,
I know we have some
they're number one
competition
in the
going.
SEC,
I
yeah.
know. And for me, because I'm a big Arkansas Razorback fan growing
Mhm.
up in Arkansas, so I always hate on A&M because they usually beat us at AT&T Stadium. So I kind of don't like them for that reason. But to be fair, I mean they're a great team.
Did you go to that game? The
I
last
did
one?
not.
Oh, okay.
Every year I say I'm going to go, and I didn't, and that was the last one.
That was the last
And
one.
I'm like,
so. Yeah, since I worked there, I saw the Friday before. I saw
Okay.
them preparing the field. And I was like, oh yeah, I forgot about that game. Going forward, they face Florida, and Florida's ranked. Oh, sorry, Texas is ranked 6, like I mentioned, and Florida's unranked
Right.
4-3. Who do you think wins that game?
I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Texas got that
Yeah,
all the way.
Agreed. Like, this shouldn't even be a close game.
It should not be at all.
We should take care of business.
Absolutely.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on Texas in the college football playoffs? Because obviously we still have we're gonna make the playoffs.
Obviously.
Obviously we have national championship aspirations.
Right.
So do the last 2 weeks affect your expectations at all?
Honestly, not. I don't. It really doesn't. I have a lot of faith in Texas, and I don't think it's going to affect them, and it doesn't affect my opinion.
Okay.
I think they're going to go, and I mean, who knows? They could take it all.
Yeah, they can.
I mean, they have the chance to do that. So
Yeah. I definitely feel like we're gonna make it back to the Final Four.
absolutely,
And then
no reason we shouldn't.
Yeah, I still expect us to get to the national championship. Sure, there might even be a rematch against Georgia in there or something like that.
That'd be kind of cool, though.
Yeah, it would, or even to face Alabama maybe. Well, I don't know about Alabama
Right.
since they're looking like they might be bottom of the college football.
And
now.
I love it because I do not like Alabama.
Yeah, me neither.
Don't like Alabama.
Yeah, I always respected him because of Nick Saban.
Absolutely. And
Wow.
I am a big Nick Saban fan. Loved him
Okay,
when he was
yeah.
at LSU.
Okay,
I think
yeah.
I love his mentality.
Mhm.
I mean, heck, I'd love for him to come coach the Cowboys.
True.
I mean,
yeah.
I wouldn't be
yeah.
opposed to that at all.
Same, because the Cowboys, we need somebody like
Yes,
that, or
yes.
Bill Belichick or something
Yeah,
like that.
yes.
Now it's time for the Banganator's top 3 banging moments from Week 8 in the NFL. At number 3, tight ends across the league on National Tight Ends Day. 16 touchdowns were scored by 15 different tight ends, and there were 177 catches made by tight ends, a record for tight end receptions in a single day. And to finish off the holiday, the Cowboys gifted George Kittle 128 yards and a touchdown. Might as well have baked him a cake too. At number 2, Jameis Winston's performance versus the Ravens. Winston passed for 334 yards, 3 touchdowns, beat the Ravens 29-24, gave glory to God after the win, and quoted Eminem. Deshaun Watson, you're not getting your starting job back. Go ahead and look for a new job. Just don't fill out any masseuse applications. And at number 1, Jaden Daniels' game-winning Hail Mary, the number 2 overall pick beating the number 1 overall pick on a last-second Hail Mary in what could possibly be the play of the year. If I was the Bears defensive coordinator, I would have sent a delayed blitz and made sure my cornerback wasn't taunting the crowd back turned while the play was still going on. I'm talking to you, Tariq Stevenson, and they scored on your head. I haven't seen that much premature celebration since the Falcons were up 28-3 against the Patriots. So those are my top 3 banging moments. Cece, what you think?
I'm definitely going to go with the Hail Mary.
Okay.
That's definitely number 1.
All right.
You got me on the George Kittle.
No.
You're right about that. That's going to be number 2 for
Okay.
me.
All right.
And then number 3 would be the Ravens. I would grade it as an 8.
Okay. All right. I'll take that.
I like
I'll
that.
take that. Yeah.
I think you hit the nail on the head with those.
Thank you.
Yes.
The Dallas Mavericks, obviously it was NBA tip-off week last week. They beat the Spurs, and I think it was the score was 120-109.
Okay.
And that was a cool game. It was cool to see Klay Thompson in a Mavs uniform go off for us. He had 22 points, 7 rebounds, 3 steals, went 6 for 10 on for 3-pointers. So that was cool to see. Luka still doing his thing, Kyrie doing his thing. Derek Lively II doing his thing. So
I haven't watched any of the games yet.
Okay.
But I will be this week. I do love the Mavs. I was really happy to see them get as far as they went last season.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
And I'm a big Kyrie fan, so
Right.
I like him a lot, and of course Luka. But I'm interested to see what they're going to do this year. I hope they be as good as they were last year.
And since we got Klay, I expect us to at least get back to the conference finals.
I think we can do that.
Yeah, so you think that we're gonna make it back to the finals?
I have faith that we will.
Okay.
I have faith that we can do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a good team. We have a good, a good roster there. And Jason Kidd's a great coach.
He is.
I've always loved Jason Kidd. Loved him back when he played for the Phoenix Suns.
Yeah.
I used to live in Phoenix during that time, and I always liked him. But I think he's a great coach.
Yeah. He makes adjustments really well.
Yeah.
Sometimes fans they're too quick to dismiss his vision whenever we're not doing good, but he's got to be patient.
Yeah.
Thank y'all for watching this episode of the Banganator Podcast. Please like and subscribe on YouTube. Follow me on the Banganator Podcast Instagram, and follow me on the Banganator Pod _4 on the Twitter X. Again, Cecilia, thank you for joining me. It was an honor.
Thank you for having me. It was a lot of fun.
Of course. If you ever want to come to Texas Live, shots on me.
All right. Gotcha. That sounds good.
And the Cowboys, hopefully we beat the Falcons. Say it with me. How about them Cowboys?
Welcome to the Banganator Podcast, brought to you by Ashley Banga, diehard fan of the Dallas Cowboys since 1997. How about them Cowboys?